guys, and welcome back to the channel. On this episode, I want to speak to you guys about building muscle, okay? Now, I know this is a huge hype out there with social media now because I've seen the change in the gym with the newbies and the younger crowd with how they're training and a lot of this stuff coming from what they see on social media. And this was something I was going to delve into later on in the fitness series, or start a different series on building muscle. But I wanted to get it out there because I have a lot of newcomers that I'm working with, and I want to be able to give them the best information and also keep them safe. So you see these people online that are showing you their workouts, showing you their diets, showing you their supplement protocols, some of them showing you their PED, their drug protocols. And it gets you hyped up and you say, I'm not gonna drink, I'm not gonna party anymore, I'm not gonna waste my time. I wanna get this, super lean, strong, ripped, jacked body, or for the girls, I wanna build these strong, curvy legs and these big glutes and a small waist. And all that's a good goal. It's a worthy goal because you're gonna learn discipline and dedication and consistency through this. But don't be misinformed. Okay, don't be misinformed, because building muscle, building real, lean, mature tissue takes time. And unfortunately, I see people constantly in the gym, rowing, deadlifting, squatting, benching, shoulder pressing, crazy amounts of weight for their ability. They're shaking underneath of that bar, and they're not engaging the muscle tissue by itself to stimulate that, and then letting it rest. So give it the rest it needs, the nutrients, and let it grow. They're taxing their whole body. Which is taking the focus away from the muscle. And it's also just killing their tendons, killing their joints, and just taxing their central nervous system. Along with the improper training styles, they're also forcing calories in them because they think you gotta eat so big to get some muscle on you, to get big, or even just a little bit. And you do have to eat a bit of a surplus, and you do have to hit your macros, but your body can only consume a certain amount of food. It can only assimilate a certain amount of nutrients depending on what your body fat is and your lean body mass is, and what your ability is in that time and place and your total weight. You can't force the process. So they're adding the weights, they're adding the food. Now they're adding tons of supplements. They're wasting their money on worthless supplements from A to Z. And on top of that, taking crazy amounts of stimulants and pre-workouts that are detrimental to your health long-term, so that they can do 90-minute or 120-minute workouts instead of a good 45, 50, 55-minute workout. So they're staying in the gym even longer, saying that I'm gonna lift more and I'm gonna grow even quicker. And that ruins your digestion. It puts stress on your arteries and on your heart. It kills your central nervous system. It kills your sleep. It gives you mood alterations and mood swings and depression because it's a stimulant. It's no different than cocaine. You hit this high and then you hit this really low and you crash. And you gotta keep chasing it because your tolerance keeps going on. And for the ones that are hoping that PEDs are gonna get them there from the start, are completely wrong. You gotta have years and years and years and years and years in the gym, have nailed everything consistently, and make sure that your body's HPT is closed, your hormonal system is closed, you have good healthy blood markers, you take care of yourself, and have enough knowledge and have the right people and physicians around you to be able to take on that endeavor if you choose to. So this is causing just havoc for everybody. I see them just forcing food, forcing weights, forcing supplements, and they're just gaining fat. They're just gaining fat way too long. I started training in '94 at 12, 13 years old, and I didn't even touch a PED until 2008, 9-ish. I was in my late 20s, almost 30, and I never ate junk food or cheap, poor, high calorically dense foods to gain muscle. I did it step by step over time and dieted down, and then put on a little bit more size and dieted down, just to be able to keep my body metabolically adaptive so that my insulin sensitivity wouldn't be taxed, so that my beta receptors wouldn't be taxed, so that my intestines and digestive tract wouldn't be taxed, because I knew that there's a long-term life after this. There's a long-term life of experience and endeavors and goals that are going to partake when you're done being a gym rat, per se, whether you're going into a sport to try to be a professional or you're just an avid fitness lover. So I want to give you guys an analogy. Let's take this water bottle here and say it was a plant, and say this plant that lives in my house, wherever it may be, is not doing too good. It's looking a bit daunting, and I want to keep it. I spent money on it, I want to keep the plant. What would be the dumbest thing that I could possibly do? It would be to saturate it with water every hour or two, okay? Keep it outside all day long when the sun is up, with no shade, just baking in the sun. Bring it in the house at nighttime and put it underneath the growing lights to keep making sure it's getting UV lights. And then just douse it every single day with fertilizer. Because in my idea, it's like more water, more sun, more nutrients. It's gonna grow, it's gonna get healthy, and it's gonna be even bigger and better and brighter and smell even better. But you all know that logically, if I did that, the plant would completely die within like 2-3 days or 4 days, because I just gave it more than it can handle. And that's how building muscle is. You can't force the process. It takes time. It takes time. And I'm going to use myself as an example. I've got good genetics. I started sport when I was a very young child, started weightlifting when I was 12 years old, calisthenics at 9, 10 years old. And I've got good genetics, good consistency, never skip a meal, never skip a workout. And in these photos right here, you will see that in the gray photo at 26, compared to the colored photo when I'm 36 years old, within that 10-year range, I only gained, after dieting, to lose the fat, to look lean for the photos, 30 to 35 pounds of muscle in 10 years. So if you do the math of that, up or down on a good year or bad year, that was 3 to 5 pounds a year. I see people eating and supplementing and lifting and taking drugs, hoping that they're gonna put on 10, 20, 30 pounds this year, and it just doesn't work like that. The only thing that's gonna grow is the problems inside of your digestive tract, your heart, your kidneys, your liver, and your organs for being taxed so hard. So don't play this game. Be patient and think about long term so that your body can last. Don't injure it. Don't force anything inside of your stomach that you can't take. Just bit by bit, you'll grow more muscle, your metabolism will be higher, you'll be able to eat a little bit more food, and then you grow a little bit more tissue, your metabolism will rise a little bit more, you'll be able to eat a little bit more food and maintain a certain amount of leanness, and this process just goes on and on and on. But if you burn yourself out too young with injury and then have problems with drugs or food or any ailments, you're not going to want to go back into the gym. You're not going to love exercise. You're not going to love fitness. And the only thing you're going to be left over is going to be this voracious appetite to eat huge portions of junk food. And I've seen that for years and decades, over and over again, the generations that passed, that started with me and stopped and would show up to the gym and train a couple of years and stop, through my 20s, my 30s, and my 40s now. And the only thing that they were left with was that voracious appetite for huge portions of junk food, because they never learned the right discipline. And they turn into these sick, sorry, fat slobs. And I don't want that for anybody out there. So play the game right, play it smart, be consistent, be patient, be safe, and you will get the results, I promise you. Anything that's long lasting is what you're searching for. Just look at it like money. Look at things like Disney. Look at things like Google. Look at things like IBM. Look at things like Apple. Long, strong foundation worth a lot. And if you look at things like crypto, NFT, and all these other bullshits, they don't last long. It's come quick and go even quicker. So don't do that with your health or your fitness. I hope this brings some value to your guys' journey. If you have any questions, you can hit me up. In the bio is my email and my social media handles. Stay good, stay true to yourself. Don't let anything or anybody get in the way of the life that you want to live.